Hello learner, welcome to the learning of Database Applications Laboratory. Let's continue our discussion on implementation of order database. We have already completed the creation of tables of order database. Then we moved on to insertion of values into the order database. Now let's start our discussion on SQL queries. Let's see query 1. Count the customers with grades above Bangalore's average. Here we are going to just see the customers table and the corresponding city of the customer. So as I already said in my previous video, at least 2 customers or maybe 3 customers should have the city value as Bangalore, so that we can retrieve the results for this particular query. So here the question is, I have to count the customers whose grade is above Bangalore's average. I hope you all know the customer attributes. The customer attributes are customer ID, which is primary key, and then also we have the customer name, and then we have one of the attribute of customer table as grade of the customer, and then the city of the customer. So as I already said, at least 2 customers city should be Bangalore, so that I can find the average of the grades of those customers who belong to Bangalore city. Okay, so here in this question, let's just make 2 parts. So what are those 2 parts in this question? The first part is here. I need to calculate the average of grades. So what is that average of grades of customers that I have to calculate? Not simply all the grades average I have to calculate here. I have to first retrieve all the customers who belong to Bangalore city. So how do I do that? Just mention the city value is equal to Bangalore. So by doing that, I am able to retrieve now only those customers who belong to Bangalore city. Once I get those rows, limited number of rows belonging to Bangalore city, I'll just extract out of those rows the grade values and calculate the average of those grades. Right? So here I am going to retrieve only those rows where the city value is equal to Bangalore. So once I get that, I'll just retrieve the grades, or I'll just calculate the average of the grades there. So once I get this average in my hand, next what I do there is, I will just extract the customer details, those customer details. Okay, so those, or in other words, I'll just extract the customers there, okay, and start comparing the grade of each such customer with the average grade that I have just calculated. Okay, so I'll just compare the customer's grade with the average of the grade. So do I really have to compare here? Yes, see here I have the question. In the question, it is mentioned that count the customers with grades above Bangalore's average. So what is the meaning of above Bangalore's average? So I asked you to compare each customer's grade with the average grade that you have just calculated. So here the customer's grade should be greater than the average grade that you have just calculated for the customer who belongs to Bangalore city. Right? So each customer's grade you compare, or you just check whether it is greater than the average grade of customer who belongs to Bangalore city. So here, if such customer you find, you just increment the counter by 1. So initialize the counter value to 0 first, and now if you find such customer whose grade is greater than the average grade of the customer who belonging to Bangalore. So in that case, just increment the counter to 1. So suppose if I find one more customer now whose grade is again greater than the average value of the grade that you have just calculated and kept it ready for Bangalore section. So then in that case again, if you find such customer, increment the counter by again by 1. So this time the counter value became equal to 2. Counter value is equal to 2. So likewise it goes on. Suppose if you find any customer whose grade is equal to the average grade, in that case you don't have to increment the counter value. Okay, so you don't have to increment the counter value. Suppose if I have the average value of any customer which is less than the average grade that you have just calculated, in that case also you don't have to increment the counter. Okay, so just count the customers and then what customers you have to count? It is only those customers whose grade is above the average grade that you have just calculated for Bangalore section. So like I already said, in this query you will have to write 2 parts. So first part is calculate the average value of grades where city of the customer is equal to Bangalore. That's the first part. Second part is retrieve the customers, or in other words, second part is you compare every customer's grade with the average value of grade that you have just calculated. Compare, or in other words, you just check whether the grade of each customer is greater than the average grade of the customer who belongs to Bangalore city. So once if you find such value, just increment the counter by 1. So incrementing here in SQL query, how do you do? Just by writing select count star. Select count star, it will just count the number of rows where it matches with the specified condition. So it just counts the number of rows. Okay, so I hope the question is clear, and I hope you all understood how to write the SQL query now. Okay, so we'll just now move on to the SQL query part. We have now the SQL query written for the given question. Like I already said, you have 2 parts in the SQL query. So you call this as the nested query, wherein you have one part that is the outer query part. You have this outer query part, and you have one more part in the query here within the brackets, whatever is written, and you call that as inner query, right? Inner query. So you just see here, the inner part of the query is executed first, right? So this first part of the query should be executed, whichever is in the bracket. As I already said, you have to just calculate the average grade, but simply you don't have to calculate the average of all the grades available in the customer table. So you just have to calculate the average grade of only those customers whose city value is equal to Bangalore. So how do you write that? Select average grade. So you call this as an aggregate function. So aggregate function you have applied on grade attribute. So which table you are going to refer now for calculating the average of grade? You must refer to only customer table, because it's only in the customer table you find this grade value, right? So here a condition that you have to specify in the query is city should be equal to Bangalore, right? So once you execute this inner part of the query, what is retrieved there? Average value of grade is retrieved, and that average value will be an integer value definitely. If grade value you have defined as an integer value, then the average value of grades also you will get the answer in terms of integer, right? And now this inner part of the query returns some answer, returns some integer value, and now you compare that integer value with the outer part of the query. So you call this actually outer query and inner query. Don't you think it is related to each other? Yes, so it is related to each other. So we call this type of nested query as correlated nested query, where outer query is related to the inner query, or outer query is related to the results. It is totally dependent on the results that you have extracted out of this inner query. So you call this as correlated nested query. Now we'll come to this outer query part. So what is that outer query part here? So as I already said, the other part of the question is you have to now finally count the total. You have to just give the total count of the customers whose grade value is greater than the average grade that you have just calculated of customers who are belonging to Bangalore city. So you just have to give the count of those customers, right? So that count should be the outer part of the query. Okay, so select count star will again give you the count value, the total count value, which is again in the integer. It is an integer value, so count can be either 1 or 2 or 3 or anything, so integer value. And now which table you are referring here in the outer query? Again, it should be the customer table only. Why? Because you are counting now in the customer table, counting the customers in the customer table, right? And now what should be the condition that you are checking here? In the question they have told you have to count the customers whose grade is above the average grade of Bangalore city, right? So here the grade of each customer you have to start comparing now. So C dot grade, C is the alias used for this customer table. So C dot grade refers to each customer's grade. Now you are comparing or you are checking whether it is greater than the average value of the grade that you have just extracted. So already I have calculated and kept it ready, the average value. Now each customer's grade, I am just checking whether it is greater than the average grade value. Okay, so every such customer's grade is compared, and simultaneously whichever customer is matching with this condition or whichever row is matching with this condition, then that corresponding row is extracted and just the count is incremented. Here the count value is incremented by 1. So that particular row is counted here and it is taken into consideration. Okay, so that is how you write the SQL query. So remember, the outer query and inner query are related here, correlated here. First you have to execute the inner part of the query and retrieve the results, and now that result what you have retrieved will be compared with the outer query. So outer query is something like each customer's grade is compared with the average value here. So every such customer's grade is compared, and if any customer matches with this results, if it satisfies this given condition, then that customer will be considered and the count will be incremented by 1. So the final answer for this query will be just the count value, count of the customers who is satisfying this particular condition. You can just see here the table that has to be referred is only one table, that is customer table, and we are now calculating the grade here. So first part is average grade you have to calculate, and just to see here in the table I have to just retrieve only those rows where city is equal to Bangalore, or I have to retrieve only those customers who belongs to Bangalore city, right? So I have here only 2 customers who belong to Bangalore city. Only these 2 rows should be extracted as a part of inner query, and in these 2 rows that you have extracted, that you have retrieved, just check the corresponding grade value. What is the grade? 100 and 100 are the 2 grade values that you have belonging to, they are the grades belonging to customers who actually are a part of Bangalore, right? So now just calculate the average grade. So average grade. So how do you calculate the average? I hope it is very clear there. Average calculation. So only 2 grades you have there. 100, both are 100. So what is the average value? Obviously it is divided by 2, and the answer average what you get there is 100 again, right? So the average grade that I have just calculated is again 100. This average value 100. Now you have to compare with each and every customer's grade value, start from the first customer 2000. So now this is a part of outer query what I'm explaining. Every customer you should compare the grade of every customer. So the first customer's grade is 100. So compare his grade, whether that grade is greater than the average grade that you have calculated. Whether it is greater? No, it is equal to. So can I count that customer? Can I consider that customer? No, I cannot consider. Why? Because it is not matching my condition. It is not satisfying my condition. My grade is equal to the average grade. My condition is grade should be greater than the average grade. So I cannot count this customer. Go to the next customer, 2001. So can I consider, now compare his grade. His grade is how much? 200. Compare his grade with the average grade. So whether 200 is greater than average grade 100? Definitely yes. So it is greater. So I must consider this particular customer. So my count is now incremented by 1. So go to the third customer now. Just compare his grade again. So what is his grade? 100. Whether it is greater than the average grade 100? No, it is equal to. So I cannot consider this. So here no considering this customer. Go to the next one again. So compare his grade. His grade is again 100. It is equal to average grade. So I cannot consider this person also. Go to the last customer now. Can I consider this person? So just compare his grade. It is 300. Yes, it is greater than the average grade, that is 100. So definitely I can consider this customer. So count is again incremented by 1. This time the count became 2. So what are the final count of customers who are satisfying the given condition? So the total count is 2, equal to 2. Right? This is how you extract the answer for the given query. So you can just see here the expected outcome. So what is outcome? Count, the final count, and the value is equal to 2, right? So that is how we have done by referring to the table customer. We have the second query. The query is find the name and numbers of all salesmen who had more than one customer. So you have to now just retrieve the salesman details who are serving more than one customer. Okay. We'll just see the SQL query for this part. I hope the question is clear. You have to find out the salesman who has more than one customer. If I have a salesman, say with the ID say 1000, in that case I should have in a table the entries in such a way that this salesman should be serving a customer. Maybe his ID is, the customer's ID is 2000. The same salesman should also be serving one more customer. Maybe his ID is 2001. Maybe the same salesman is serving one more customer, third customer, whose ID is 2002. Okay, so you have to find out such salesman who is serving more than one customers. So I'm speaking about the salesman here, and here this is the customer list. Okay, so where do you find both salesman and customer together? Definitely you find these details together in our customer table. So we have our customer table where salesman ID is foreign key and customer ID is primary key. Right? So we will break this up into two parts. So what is that? The first you can say that again I'm going to write the correlated nested query. So we have the inner query here which should be executed first, and then we have the outer query which should be executed based on the retrieved results of inner query. So here outer query and inner query both are related to each other. So here why? Because outer query is totally dependent on the inner query's results. So we call this as correlated nested query. So what is the two parts in the question? So what is that I have to retrieve as the inner query part? Just see here. I have to find out the customer. First of all, find out the salesman who is serving more than one customer. Right? So find out the salesman who is serving more than one customer. So for that, can you just apply count here? Count the number of rows. Count the number of rows in the customer table where you can just say there. If the salesman is serving, if you can see here in the table, customer table, the salesman ID value will be repeating, correct? So 3 rows in here in my example, since the same salesman is serving 3 customers, the salesman ID is repeating 3 times, or 3 rows you can find the same salesman ID, because the same person is serving 3 customers. So what I can do over here is, as a part of outer query, I can finally, what I want here is salesman, this particular salesman's say ID as well as his name I have to finally list out as per the question. So salesman's name and ID I cannot, or salesman name I cannot find inside my customer table. There in customer table I find only the salesman ID. In order to retrieve salesman name, I have to go to salesman table. So definitely I have to go to salesman table, wherein I can find this person's name there. So in the outer query, I'll just write the salesman ID part and the salesman name, which I have to finally list out as a result. Right? So final result attribute should be specified here in the outer query. Now, which table you are referring, from which table you are extracting the salesman name and the salesman ID? So finally I am extracting the salesman name and the final ID of salesman from the salesman table only, because name of the salesman I cannot find in customer table, right? So this is my final outer query that I have. So you can just see here the inner query part. So what is there in the inner query part? So we have in the inner query, count the customers, where you can just see here, count the number of rows inside my customer table for each salesman here in the salesman table. Count the number of rows here inside the customer table. If suppose the count of customers that you have for each such salesman, if the count of rows you get above 1, if you get above 1, what is the meaning of that? That particular salesman has more than one customer. That's all. So what you have to do, first you retrieve each salesman from the salesman table, and for that each salesman you just come to customer table and count the number of rows. Suppose I have my first salesman here, that is with ID 1000, and for that salesman you just come to customer table and check the number of rows. Suppose if you get more than one row for that salesman with ID 1000, the meaning is that salesman is serving more than one customers. Right? So how do you check that in the query? First you retrieve this inner query result, where just count the number of rows, but directly you cannot do that. First you just come from the outer query part. So outer query just says that for each salesman, that means from salesman table you start there, for each salesman you just check condition like this, where 1 is less than. So what is the meaning of 1 less than here? We'll just read this from bottom to top here. Okay, that is from bottom to top. What is that? Inner query will just give you the count, right? So for that salesman that you have selected, the first salesman that you have selected with ID 1000, the inner query will just retrieve the count of rows. It will just count the number of rows inside the customer table. So inner query says select count from customer table, where the salesman ID that you have retrieved from salesman table is equal to the salesman ID that you are now matching in the customer table. Definitely I am searching now for the first salesman with ID 1000, which should be matching with the salesman ID that you have in the customer table, and here it at least multiple entries should have this same salesman ID 1000. So just count the number of rows here. That is a part of my inner query. Count the number of rows here. So in my example here, the inner query will give me one integer value, one count value finally, and here is my example gives me the count value is equal to 3. Why? Because I have 3 rows inside my customer table which matches with the salesman ID that I have just extracted as a part of outer query. So here 3 is the answer that I retrieve. Now I am comparing whether 3 is greater than 1. What is the meaning of that? The number of rows, the number of customers for that particular salesman is greater than 1. That means 3 is greater than 1. I have total 3 customers for that particular selected salesman. So what you have to do is, just once the condition is satisfied here, just go back to the salesman table and that particular salesman's name and ID you must extract, and that is what we have done as a part of outer query here. So that ID and salesman you extract and put that inside my final result table. So final result table, I should have the ID and name of that particular salesman. Okay, so this is what you have to do, right? So I hope this query is clear. You have an alternate query also which can be written for this. It is also very simple. Here you can just see what I have done. I have just taken the salesman table and customer table. I have not written two queries, nested query or outer query, inner query. I have not written. I have just written a single query where I have made use of group by clause. Okay, so this is also a simple part. So what you can see here, finally in my result I want salesman ID and name. So where do you get the salesman ID and name? Definitely from salesman table only you get it. Also here I must check customer table. Why? Because I have to count the salesman. I have to just check there whether a salesman is serving multiple customers or not. I have to count the number of customers for every salesman. So how do I do that? The matching condition is very much important. So salesman that you extract from salesman table, ID should be matching with the salesman that you have here inside the customer table. So both the salesman IDs that you have in two different tables should be matching. Only those matching rows are retrieved now. So once you have that, now you apply group by. So how do you apply group by? Suppose here I have inside my inside my customer table. So you can see here inside my customer table. So you have what? Salesman ID. You have salesman ID inside the customer table, right? Yeah. So here this salesman ID you just take group based on this salesman ID. So I'm forming the groups based on this salesman ID. So once I form this group, you can just see if I have multiple rows, then how the group is formed? Something like this. So 1000 based on the salesman ID if I form the group. So suppose this person has multiple customers, say customer 1, customer 2 and customer 3. So there will be one group formed based on the salesman ID. So one group is formed based on salesman ID, wherein you can see 3 customers are part of this same salesman. And now what you have to do after forming group, just apply count. So and just apply count the number of rows. So here what is that count value retrieves? Count will be retrieved as 3 here in this example, and just have a condition there for that count. That count should be greater than 1. So group based on the salesman ID having count, that is count the number of rows, having count greater than 1. The meaning is your count value that you have retrieved should be greater than 1. Right? So remember to group based on salesman ID only. Why? Because for every salesman you might have multiple customer. So group based on the salesman ID having count greater than 1. So here on each such a group that is formed, count is applied. On every group that is formed, the count is applied. Okay, so this is how you write an alternate query. You can see the table that has to be referred here, customer table and salesman table, right? So as per our query, we can start from the salesman table. You can just see here for each salesman, I'll just start checking. I'll just start with the first salesman whose ID is equal to 1000. I'll just compare, I'll match this salesman ID with the customer table here. So I'll come to customer table and match with the salesman ID here. Do I have any matching salesman here? I don't have any matching salesman here. So do I have to consider this row now? I don't have to consider this row, right? So I'll go back to I'll go to the next row. See, my matching condition is very much required for this purpose. S dot salesman ID equal to C dot salesman ID. Why do I do that? Only those salesmen which are appearing here in the customer table, only those salesmen you have to consider, not all these salesmen what you have in the salesman table. So that is why you have to write that matching condition. C dot salesman ID is equal to S dot salesman ID. Okay, right. So now first salesman I cannot consider. Go to the second salesman whose ID is equal to 1001. So let's see whether we have matching salesmen here inside customer table. Yes, I have. First row is matched. So salesman ID is 1001. Third row also is matched where the ID is equal to 1001. Now can I just check the condition? So what is that condition? As a part of my inner query, what I have to do there? As my first query, not alternate query, my first query says that in the inner, that is the inner query, just I have counted the number of rows there, right? So count the number of rows here where the salesman ID is matching. Now my salesman ID is 1001. Count the number of rows. The number of rows is equal to 2. So now compare this count value what you have got with 1. So you need to have at least 2 customers. That is a condition, right? So whether this count value is greater than 1? Yes. So what is the meaning of that? This particular salesman with the ID 1001 is serving 2 customers. Who are those? One is a customer with the customer ID 2000 and one more is a customer with the ID 2002. So these are the 2 customers who are, this is a salesman who is serving 2 customers or more than 1 customer. Right? So I have to select that salesman. So what is that you have to retrieve? His name. What is her name? Aditi. And what is this? No, city I do not want. I just want the salesman ID and salesman name to be retrieved. So Aditi is selected. Yes. Go to the third salesman. ID is 1002. Match 1002 here. Yes, I have here matching salesman. That is second row. So what is that you have to do? Count. Yeah, I have one row. Just check, is there any other row? No, I have only one. So what is the count value retrieved? So count value is retrieved as 1. So this count value what you have retrieved, compare with the 1. So what is my matching condition? Whether 1 is greater than 1? No, my condition is not satisfied. So what is the meaning of that? This salesman has only one customer. He is serving only one customer. So that is why I cannot select. It is not matching my condition. So I cannot select this particular salesman. I hope it is clear. Mukesh cannot be selected. Next 1003, you can just see here whether this 1003 is matching with any of the salesman ID here. Yes, the last 2 rows are matching with the salesman ID 1003. So just these 2 rows are selected and take count. Just count the number of rows here. So what is the rows? Number of rows equal to 2. Inner query has retrieved this count value is equal to 2. So match, the condition is compare that with the 1 value 1. So whether 2 is greater than 1? Yes. The meaning is you have the salesman who is serving more than more than 1 customers. That means 2 customers he is serving. So I must select this particular salesman. So who is that salesman? So Rani is the salesman and the ID of Rani is 1003. I must select this. So whether the last salesman should I select here? 1004. So do I have any matching salesman ID in customer table? I don't have. So the final answer should contain only 2 salesmen. So who are those? One is Aditi, the other one is Rani. Right? Just see here, we have the final outcome, and the outcome here is Aditi and Rani. So these are the only 2 salesmen. Here comes our last query, query 5. And the query is delete operation you must be demonstrating, and you must delete what? A salesman from the salesman table whose ID is equal to 1000. The moment you delete this salesman, all the information corresponding to this salesman, where do you find? One, you find it in customer table. One more information you find in orders table. So all his orders must be deleted. That means what? If at all this salesman is serving any customers, or if at all this salesman is delivering any orders, all those orders also should be deleted from the orders table. So how do you perform this delete operation? We'll see. Simple query. Delete is the command that you are using. So delete from which table? It is salesman table. So you select delete from the salesman table first. First of all, you have to go to parent table. Parent table is salesman table. And which salesman information you are deleting? It is the ID 1000. So salesman ID 1000's information, this particular salesman's information you are deleting. The moment you delete this, what should happen? All the orders that is delivered by this salesman from the orders table also should be deleted. Manually you cannot do that. It should be done automatically. How is it done automatically? It is done through on delete cascade. So what is on delete cascade? While creating the table itself, you must have specified this on delete cascade. Where are you specifying this on delete cascade? It is when you created the salesman table. It is when you created this orders table. Okay, that is the child table where you have mentioned the salesman id as foreign key. Okay, so there you must specify on delete cascade. Okay, so I hope it is clear there. Automatically when you delete this, automatically the corresponding rows in the child table also should be deleted. So child table is orders table. You can just see here we have salesman table before deletion of salesman id 1000. So you can find here 1000 salesman id, it is there. So before deletion, this is the table. Akash is a salesman. You can see here after deletion, first you check the salesman table. So whether the salesman with ID 1000 Akash is deleted? Yes, he is deleted. So what is reflected there? When you see the orders table, automatically that row should be deleted from order table. So in order table, before deletion 1000 should be there. Okay, you just check there. I am not shown. Before deletion 1000 must be there inside the orders table. But now even from the orders table, the information about 1000, that is salesman Akash in detail, is also deleted here from the orders table. This is done automatically, and this will happen only if you specify on delete cascade during creation of table. Okay, I hope this all 5 queries are clear.